Hello Leo, and welcome to your May reading. So, I will not do just a quick announcement. I will start doing private readings again around mid-May because my contract got extended a bit. So, let's see. In the underlying energy, the past, what can explain what you're living now? The first two cards came out together. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Five of Swords. That is when we are reassessing something we invested in. And when it comes out with the Five of Wands there, did I say Five of Swords? I meant Five of Wands. When it comes with the Five of Wands, it's like if the guy is looking at what he invested in and there start to be conflict around it. Did I do the right thing? Maybe instead of raisins, I should have planted apple trees. It's that kind of looking at the efforts that we're trying, and since we're not seeing results at this point, it's that reassessment if we did the right things, but now it's bringing conflict in ourselves. This is in the past. It was bringing conflict inside of you. And those two came together, Justice and the Three of Swords. That can be read in two different ways. I'll see with the clarifiers. Either a decision was made that broke your heart, or a balance came over something that broke your heart. So it's one way or the other. And relating to something that you have invested and did not see any outcomes of it, or it wasn't giving its fruit, and you started being conflicted inside about it. And so either that the Three of Swords, it's disappointments, it's being hurt, but it is swords. So it's provoked by mental energy. It's provoked by the swords. So it can be us putting the swords in our heart, or other people because of a decision, mental, because of a decision, because of justice coming down. So either justice came to remove the swords in your heart, or provoke the swords in your heart. After that, I have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is, the rest is very positive. So I'm imagining that if something came, justice came and disrupted something that you invested in, and that hurt your heart, it was for the better. And if a justice came and healed your heart because of a decision giving you justice on something that you had invested in, the rest is positive. And here this is either something coming towards you that is very solid, or you making this movement away, because it's going away from that, but in a very solid manner. It's earth energy, checking the points and doing everything very to the point, slowly analyzing everything. So in the now, here we have the Lovers and the Page of Cups, Princess of Cups in this case. So that is, there we go. We have a little, it can be a loving communication, either with a Gemini or with someone very significant. If you were in a situation or a union before, this could have easily been a divorce happening there in the past. Or if we're talking about your own growth, your own spiritual and emotional growth, it is something where you were doing things in a certain way and it started making conflict inside of you and hurting you, justice comes, and then you can start building solid and heal from it. New communication, new way of bringing your heart out there. Page of Cups with a lot of potential. And the Lovers, this is also a decision to elevate ourselves. So that could be like a new union, or just that new way of feeling for ourselves and offering ourselves out there. After that, and it's a very new way, because I have the Ace of Pentacles came out with the Ace of Swords, and then I have the Ten of Swords with the Six of Pentacles. So all new understanding, new capacity to plant and invest. It's like a new cycle coming in. The Ten of Swords, it's like this right away goes all the way to the end with this new thing coming in. It kind of provokes the end of this. Bang, to the 10. 10, that's the end. And I want you to look at his hand gesture here, because this is a spiritual awakening. This is the hand gesture of the Pope. What you see is not all that there is. It's the golden dawn. The Ten of Swords, it's when we go in our unconscious and we emerge with a new consciousness. We grab the energy of what is under in the shadow of us, and we come back with a new level of consciousness. And it's a new level of consciousness on giving and receiving, something that is equal. Maybe you invested a lot into something where you didn't see any results. You only saw conflict. And justice, karmic justice came, or a justice of man came to put a stop on it. And either it provoked an heartbreak, or the heartbreak was there and justice, the karmic justice came to stop it and move you forward in a solid way. And there you're making that decision, or there's somebody new coming in your life, but it new way of thinking, new way of pentacle, feeling, tasting life, investing, what we're doing out there physically. And it's balanced. So there's a rebalance of things. In the outcome, there I have the High Priestess and another 10 of Wands. So see, this heaviness that you are carrying there in the future, there with the High Priestess, this is exactly what I was talking, going into what is ruled by the moon, what is ruled in the shadows, in the unspoken, in the unconscious. And here you were probably carrying something very heavy on your soul. But that's the end of it. It's a release. It's a release, an energetic release of, it could be false responsibilities that you were carrying, things from maybe other lives or whatever. But you were having that on your shoulders, this heaviness on your shoulders. Then I have the Magician. So there we are back at the, see, we're finishing 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, finishing, starting anew. We're at the Magician, ready to manifest our new reality. And after that, another Ace of Wands. So you have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. And here, that Page of Cups, the page comes right after the Ace of Cups. It's once we grabbed it, you made that decision to grab that Ace of Cups. You made that decision to grab either that self-love, or because the Ace of Cups is made, the cup itself is made of self-love, to be able to receive from the divine, the cup has to be whole, cannot be cracked, because if not, you just lose everything you receive. So, all new beginning. And here you are, and there's your Ace of Swords, there's your Ace of Pentacles, there's your Ace of Cups, and there's your Ace of Wands, ready to manifest, aligned with the universe. The wand here, the wheel, is aligned with what the universe wants to create with you. Here, with the symbol of eternity also. Mastering your 4 elements to create something. This is beautiful. Beautiful. But it's like if there's this shift. You finished an old karmic thing. And in the bottom of the deck here, I have the 2 of Swords. See, this is like that decision. It is a decision there also. And here you have like 2 realities, 2 ways of thinking, 2 different decisions that you cannot rely on what you see. You have to go within. Your eyes are shut. It's ruled under the moon. It's an earth domain. And you have to make that inner decision. It is in the night, but there too the dawn is rising in the back. So, of a new dawn, a new cycle, and a lot of new, there you can receive, since you closed your old way of thinking, of being, maybe old karma. Old karma that you've been dragging for a long time, 7 of Pentacles, that was bringing a lot of conflict inside of you. It could have come out in many different ways for all of you. Let's clarify some cards. Leo, call upon Spirit. I call upon the light. And I call upon my guides. Help me clarify this reading for Leo. Okay, talk to me about justice there. Talk to me about justice. For Leo. Talk to me about justice, Spirit. In the past. And the underlying energy. When it's the underlying energy, for me, is what is going on under, to explain your reality of now. So even if you did not go to court or whatever, that's the energy that was happening in the invisible, to explain the things that are coming now, that you're living now. The why of the now. Talk to me about justice. That's a lot. Yeah, but I have one on my hand. King of Cups. So there we had the Page of Cups, King of Cups. So we're talking about your emotional solidity. This is mastering the cup suit. It's our masculine side. Therefore, that's how we act, and we are outside with our emotions. He's got a very profound understanding. For being a King of Cups, see how he's on a concrete slate that goes all the way to the bottom. He's not wobbly. He is grounded emotions. He knows how he feels. He knows the value of his cup and how to offer it. It's the masculine side on this justice. So there's kind of this maturity that happened on your emotional side, understanding that cleared that karma, that cleared that. You could have had also a communication with somebody that is very emotionally intelligent, that could, because sometimes he gives advice also. He can be a therapeutic, psychologist, something like that. But it's that grasping an understanding of what we were living, maybe for a very long time, Seven of Pentacles, and that inner conflict inside of us that was hurting you know? Talk to me about the lovers. Talk to me about the lovers. In any way that it could have come to you, depending on your reality, either through somebody or you gaining that through your experiences, or just enlightenment, or the fact that that karma is over. There's your Ace of Cups. See, that's what I was saying. It could also be a totally new love coming in your life. But there, I see now we have, like I was saying, that the Page of Cup was right after the Ace of Cup. And it's that decision here of self-love. There it is. Ace of Cup. Beautiful. So now you have like the 4 aces on the table. Completely new ending. 10 of Swords. Ending 10 of Wands. Going within. For me to see that, you did a lot of personal growth, a lot of spiritual work, emotional work, emotional understanding. Yeah, this is beautiful. Talk to me about the High Priestess. Clearing old karma there. And what is karma? Karma is a way of acting that gives a certain result. Sometimes you can see karma like if you believe in reincarnation, you can have had a way of thinking or acting in another life that now you need to understand the other side, so that you can solve it and have that complete understanding of that energy. It can be like a pattern. Since we weave our lives with our decisions, we create a pattern. If you can see somebody weaving fabric there, every decision is a thread that we're passing. And at one point, when we get prise de conscience, understanding, it's like when we see the pattern that is forming, therefore we can take the conscious decision to change the thread, change our decisions, therefore changing our pattern, changing our karma. And it can be either provoked by the divine, this kind of enlightenment, because we are ready to receive it, or we can work on it ourselves and then receive the enlightenment. But anyway, something like that happened to you. Talk to me about the High Priestess. Queen of Wands. So here we're talking about your feminine side, and exactly the way that your willpower attracts your reality. That is what the High Priestess was talking to you, giving you that insight of how you attract, because she's very magnetic. She what she wants, she will attract. She comes in a room she's self-confident, she's strong in her will. And since it's the feminine aspect, it's the way we receive and attract. So this is what she was talking to you here, and you kind of dropped maybe all of that did not belong to you anymore, that you did not have to carry anymore, and that now you can go and get what you truly desire. You can start attracting that. Talk to me about the alchemist. If we're talking about somebody exterior to you, it could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, a person that was very heavy on your shoulders. And now you get like the understanding of it, and you can drop that responsibility that maybe did not belong to you. Could have been very demanding, or expectations, because she can represent expectations also. Expectations of others on us that creates a burden that we carry for us, but we're not responsible for other people's expectations. Alchemist, and maybe that's what you understood there, because you do have the Ace of Swords. That's clarity and understanding. Alchemist. Three of Swords reverse. In the sense that this is now, you know how not to create that, not to create disappointment in your life. You understand now manifestation, that if you had that inside of you and you keep creating new opportunities and things like that, but they're always disappointing, now you understand that with that Three of Swords. The repeat of the Three of Swords, they're talking here about that came out with Justice here, with the karma and the emotional understanding. There you are there. So give me a card for that Ace of Wands. Yes, it's gonna bring you to calmer waters. It's that movement, all these new aces, that new passion is gonna bring you to calmer waters. You've learned the lessons. They're carrying the Six Swords. That's the understanding and the lessons. You can see it as, you know, the mix of 2, 3 of Swords, or 2 of Swords and a 4 of Swords. It's, you know, you can mix it like that. But this is the wisdom, the understanding of what they have lived in the turbulent waters, and now they're going to calmer waters, so that your new will is driving you away from turbulent waters. Talk to me about the Ten of Swords and the Six of Pentacles here. Ten of Swords being that new dawn after going in the darkness. In a way, the Ten of Swords is a beautiful card, but people are afraid of it. But it announces coming back from the darkness with that new understanding. I think you understand about what is asked of you and what is fair about it, the giving and receiving. Yeah. See, justice comes back again. That balancing. And here we have the chariot, victory. Now you are aligned, and you can move, it's movement towards victory, because we have aligned our darkness and our light. And this is going from darkness to light, grabbing the energy from the darkness, from our unconscious, and bringing it to the consciousness level, and therefore leveling up. And they're going with it. It is just justice again, end of karma. There's a little drawing I'm gonna make you. Sometimes when we live something like that, and it's when we visualize with a drawing, sometimes it makes it easier. Okay, just gonna grab a paper that's clean. All right, let's try this. So, Leo. Here I'm gonna, I don't know if I can do it in reverse, but I'll do it like this. And it's gonna be, okay. I don't know if you can see. Okay, this is in Hebrew the letter Aleph. Okay, I'm just gonna make it like this. The letter Aleph is often represents the divine, and we have here, that's a yod. So you can see the yod that is here is there. It's the particle of the divine that is there, that is in all of us. And it is under here the unconscious. I made waves to represent the unconscious, and these are levels of consciousness. Okay, so when we are born, we arrived here, step 1. And as we grow, at one point there's like a pocket that's happening, and where we feel uncomfortable because we need to rise to a new consciousness. And at that point, we need to go in our unconsciousness and come back after grabbing that energy, that information, assessing it, and therefore arriving to a new level. This often is happening at adolescence. You know how adolescents, at one point, they have no more reference of who am I? I'm rejecting my parents, and there's this emptiness inside of them that provokes them from going there and coming back with a new level of consciousness, adult. There they made a step up. Sometimes when they have a hard time doing it, sometimes we can feel like filling that hole that we feel inside of us, that our soul wants to rise to go back there. Then we can fill it with drugs or whatever, you know. Many times we do that in our lives, and sometimes it's provoked, like, you know, midlife crisis, and then we try to fill it with a new car or whatever. But this is what you did. The 10 of Swords is here and arriving to the new dawn of a new consciousness. And every time, if you're on a spiritual path, you will do this often and rise and rise and rise to bring back the yod, the parcel of the divine, and bring it back to the light, from darkness to light. And often this drawing is depicted with the letter cup. Cup. My Hebrew is a bit bad, and this is reversed because of the camera. It should be on the other side, but the camera reverses everything. That's why you probably see these letters reversed. But anyway, this is like the pole. This is like the spine. You can see it as the Kundalini rising, but every time getting a new stage of consciousness. And this world is ruled by the high priestess, and this world is ruled by the high priest. You see, everything that is under in the unconscious, and the Pope is everything that is here, taking that knowledge and establishing it in the consciousness. You went under, you realized, see, with the sign of the Pope, that what there is not everything that exists. You took the energy from your unconscious and brought it back to your consciousness, creating a new dawn. Do you understand? Yeah, a bit of Kabbalistic information here, and that was your decision here, to go under and do that. And it's provoking a whole new cycle for you, a whole new way of creating your life, mastering your 4 elements, moving on to calmer waters, and you have the 4 aces on the table. So Leo, bravo. This is one heck of a level up and a karmic resolution. So new dawn. I'm going to call it new dawn. So I'll see you next month, and good luck with that. Create something wonderful for you in the month of May, and I'll see you next month. Okay, bye-bye.